It was a quiet autumn morning in Seoul when the news broke. BTS's Jimin will release his first ever solo documentary, Production Diary, on October 27, 2025. For millions of fans around the world, the announcement hit like a rush of warmth. After nearly 2 years of military service, public silence, and rare appearances, Jimin was finally ready to open the door to his world again. Not through a stage performance this time, but through a film. But this wasn't just another idol documentary. This was Jimin's diary, his confessions, his art, his heart. For months, fans had wondered, where is Jimin? Unlike some of his BTS bandmates, Jimin's return after military service had been quiet, introspective. He stayed away from big interviews, rarely appeared in public, and often let silence speak louder than words. Then came Paris Fashion Week 2025, his first public appearance since discharge. Dressed head to toe in Dior, Jimin looked ethereal, confident yet soft, like a star rediscovering his light. But behind that composure was a mix of nerves and emotion. "I was actually really nervous," he told fans later on Weverse Live. "It's my first schedule after a long time. I wanted to do well." Fans could feel it. This wasn't just Jimin the idol. This was Park Jimin, the human being, stepping back into a world that had missed him desperately. When HYB released the teaser for Production Diary, fans immediately sensed this was different from anything Jimin had done before. The trailer opened with a faint hum of a piano, the camera lingering on Jimin's reflection in a studio mirror. He spoke softly, almost to himself. "I wanted to make something that feels honest. Something that reminds me why I started." Then flashes, snippets of his time working on Face. His first solo album released in 2023, unseen footage showed Jimin scribbling lyrics on scrap paper, sitting alone in the studio past midnight, and quietly humming melodies that would later become Like Crazy, a song that went on to make history as the first solo K-pop track by a Korean artist to top the Billboard Hot 100. But this time, the story wasn't about chart records or fame. It was about what that success cost him. In interviews during 2023, Jimin often described Face as an album about facing myself. But few realized how deeply personal that statement was. Behind the perfection fans saw on screen, Jimin was fighting battles, creative pressure, exhaustion, and self-doubt. During Production Diary, he finally opens up about it. "I was afraid," he says in one emotional segment. "Afraid that my music wouldn't be good enough. Afraid that I would disappoint the people who believed in me." The documentary doesn't glamorize the process. It's raw, showing moments of frustration when songs didn't come together, times when he stared at the console in silence, and even scenes where he admitted wanting to stop. But every time he fell, he stood up again, quietly, determinedly, the way only Jimin can. One of the most talked about teasers from Production Diary shows a short phone call between Jimin and Jin, who had just completed his own military service. Fans were quick to decode their words: laughter, advice, and a simple phrase that left everyone emotional. "You did well, Jimin." It was short, but powerful. The kind of brotherly support that reminded fans that BTS's bond runs deeper than fame. This inclusion of Jin wasn't just fan service. It symbolized something greater. The way each member continues to support one another's growth even when their paths temporarily diverge. Why call it a diary? Because for Jimin, this wasn't about a project or a performance. It was about documenting his transformation. After completing his military service, Jimin said he wanted to approach music differently. "I don't want to rush," he told fans during a live stream earlier this month. "BTS is my priority right now, but I also want to make sure that when I release something solo again, it means something." Production Diary bridges that gap. It's both a closure and a beginning, the final chapter of Face, and the quiet prelude to whatever comes next. Throughout the film, there's one recurring theme: gratitude, and multiple behind-the-scenes clips. Jimin is seen reading fan letters, reacting to fan projects, and even crying while watching messages sent during his military service. He says softly, "Whenever I felt lost, I thought of Army. You gave me the courage to keep creating." That line alone shattered hearts worldwide. Because for ARMY, Jimin's art has always been about connection. The way he takes pain and turns it into beauty, from serendipity to promise to like crazy. Jimin has never just performed songs, he's lived them. And that's why fans feel every note. When pre-orders opened on October 14th, Weverse nearly crashed. Fans flooded the site, sharing screenshots of their orders and emotional messages like, "We've waited so long for you, Jimin, and it's finally time to see his truth." Limited edition sets were reported to include exclusive handwritten lyrics, unreleased photos, and personal sketches, the kind of intimate memorabilia that shows how deeply involved Jimin is in his craft. Every little detail, from the minimalist poster design to the choice of color palette, reflects his understated but powerful aesthetic. Production Diary isn't just about the past, it's a mirror for the future. As BTS prepares for their 2026 comeback and world tour, Jimin's reflections seem to offer clues about his new mindset. He's no longer the shy boy from Busan, or even the global pop icon from 2023. He's something more, an artist who has endured silence, rediscovered his passion, and learned to balance vulnerability with strength. In one poignant moment, Jimin looks into the camera and says, "When you strip everything away, the fame, the noise, what's left is me. And I hope that's enough." That single quote became an instant viral moment among fans, trending worldwide within hours of the teaser release. Interestingly, Jimin's documentary comes just as BTS is slowly aligning for their full group reunion. Jin and J-Hope completed their service earlier in the year, while RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook followed in the months after. HYBE has remained mysterious about their comeback, only hinting at a 2026 project and potential tour. Many fans believe that Production Diary is not just a solo reflection, it's part of the group's larger storytelling universe. Because if you look closely, Jimin's story has always mirrored BTS's collective journey, overcoming doubt, finding purpose, and embracing imperfection. The most beautiful thing about Production Diary is its quietness. There's no overproduction, no glamorized concert cuts, just a man and his music. Jimin once said, "I make music because it helps me breathe." And that's exactly what this documentary feels like. A breath of relief, of honesty, of love. It's an invitation into the mind of an artist who built his world not on perfection, but on sincerity. For fans who followed him since his early BTS days, this film is more than just content. It's closure, healing, and hope, all wrapped in a single frame. As the premiere date of October 27th, 2025 draws closer, anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. Online forums, Twitter, X, and fan bases across the world are planning global watch parties, trending hashtags, and emotional projects to welcome Jimin's return as a storyteller. But perhaps the most profound thing is that Jimin isn't just returning to music, he's returning to himself. Because behind every lyric, every dance, every whisper of his voice, there's a story. And this time, he's finally letting us read it. Production Diary premieres exclusively on Weverse on October 27th, 2025 for ARMY. That date isn't just a release day. It's the day Park Jimin opens his diary and the world listens.